Welcome to Kimmie's Kitchen. Now this is the show where we're gonna put the ease back into bacon. Today it's gonna be the ease back into dessert because our dessert today doesn't really take any bacon, but it's still an easy dessert to make at home. Well, we're gonna get some help with this wonderful easy dessert, and we're gonna welcome to the show a wonderful actress, director, all around just Renaissance woman, Miss Denise Dowse. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Kimmie's Kitchen.
Thank you. It's so good to be here.
Well, welcome to our dessert show. So this is our, we try to take the ease, put it ease back into the bacon, or in this case, we're gonna cook our dessert.
Okay.
So have you cooked a dessert before?
No.
So are you a dessert maker?
Nestle's cookie cut it in the oven.
But it's dessert, right?
Yeah, but my sister's more the baker than I am.
Oh, okay. So what kind of things does she usually bake?
She's ridiculous. She does this 7-up pound cake and this cheesecake with raspberries on top that's just retarded.
Yeah, we haven't had a cheesecake show yet. We're gonna have to have a cheesecake show. Yeah, okay. Well, and then you cook?
Yes, I do cook.
What is like the Denise special? Like when people go, Denise, you got to make
lasagna.
Oh.
Yeah, I make a pretty killer lasagna.
Oh.
Yeah. And macaroni and cheese.
See that I'm a mac girl. You have to make some of that for me because
okay.
I'm a mac and cheese. I
me too.
love macaroni and cheese.
It's the cheese that I like more than anything.
I do too. I didn't want to say that either. Okay, I'm a cheese macaroni girl.
Exactly.
Yes. I like a little macaroni with my cheese.
Right?
Yeah, that's me. So you can make it for me anytime because
Okay.
I see how you do it. Well, today what we're gonna make is vanilla pudding.
Oh.
It's a simple dessert, but it can have so many different great levels to it. You know? So let's talk about what we need. First off, ingredients-wise for our vanilla pudding.
All right.
So this right here is 2 egg yolks. We're gonna use those, and we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of butter, and that's 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I know we're on a 2-2-2 here, right? I know we're on a 2 thing, but we're about to break that up because it's 1/3 sugar.
See, that you need more of.
Yeah, and this right here is our salt, and we're just gonna use like 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. Okay.
Now that's like rock salt or something.
It's a coarse salt, and what happens with the coarse salt is that it dissolves it a little bit better, more evenly. Fine salt, coarse salt.
They all taste the same.
They all. In the end, it's all salt.
Right.
However it start off, it's salt. And then this is the most important thing because you can't have pudding without some kind of cream base. So in our case, we're gonna use 2 cups of whole milk. Okay, so now we talked about the things that we need to make a particular vanilla pudding. Let's talk about the things that we need to, as far as equipment-wise, yes? So right now, we've got this wonderful bowl is just gonna be at the end of it. And we're gonna use that just to kind of chill the pudding. And then this is great. This is a rubber spatula that is heat resistant. So we can use this as what normally would be a wooden spoon. But instead we can use this, which is great because as we go along, it kind of cleans the pot and makes sure that we don't leave no goodies up in the pot. And then we've got 2 different size whisks here, and these are good to keep those lumps out. Lumps away makes happy pudding. So this is the most important part of our wonderful equipment part, okay? This is a heavy saucepan, and I want you to feel how heavy that saucepan is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah?
That's
nice. That's a nice pot, yeah. So I always say, you know what? That's a good investment, saucepans. People don't invest enough in their cookware, and then they wonder why something doesn't turn out as beautiful as they want to. And you gotta start with the basics, It's like you're not gonna have a beautiful outfit on and then just wear flip-flops. You're gonna make sure those shoes are sparkling too. So the same thing with the pots, right? So first we're gonna start off, we're gonna throw this cornstarch in here.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna mix it all in the pot first.
We're gonna mix it all. It all goes in the pot. That's what's so beautiful about pudding is that it's just kind of like one of those things too that doesn't take up a lot of dishwasher space.
Extra utensils.
Extra utensils. Yes. And then this is our sugar. And we put that in there. And then we're gonna put just a little 1/8 teaspoon of our salt. So what I like to do is I like to first take my little whisk. That's why I like the little one. And
that's why you have 2.
That's why you have 2. And then you just kind of blend it in because that cornstarch is what's going to be our thickening agent. And then what we're going to do is now our milk goes in. Okay. Now this is when our milk goes in. And then you pour your milk in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stir that in. We can still use our little midget whisk. I like our little midget whisk. And we're going to make sure that that is incorporated really well And then what we do from here is that we're gonna take this over to the stove.
Okay.
So do me a favor, grab that whisk and that rubber spatula. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this bad boy on. And we are gonna get it to a nice little simmer here. See, we want it about a medium.
Okay.
About a medium temperature. So while this is doing its thing and gets to making its stuff happen, all right, so you see now, we have already got a nice little thickening part going on there. See that? See how it's coating that spoon really nice there? And then what I like to do is try to get the bottom there because we don't want it to scorch on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah? So do me a favor, hand me those egg yolks over there. And we are going to add those in there. So tell me, Miss Denise Dowse, where is Miss Denise Dowse from? Let's start from. Where are you from? Who are your people? Where your people been?
I see. I can't tell you that because you're putting the mixture in the eggs.
This right here is called tempering. And what you want to do is you want to add a little bit of your hot ingredients into your colder, room temperature ingredients because you don't want what they call the egg to break. So then we're going to slowly just add that because what will happen is if you don't do that and you put a cold thing into a hot thing, it'll curdle. And then you'll have like scrambled eggs.
Oh, so
as
if we had
opposed
just dumped
to
it in
if we
there,
had just dumped it in there, we would have had scrambled egg pudding. That's not good. And that's why, and also too, I want to let the audience know I turned down the heat just a little bit too. And we started it at medium and now I've got it on a little lower because it was thickening fast. See, that's looking pretty good there. And see, so what we're going to do is we're going to get our little trusty whisk. We're going to get the big bopper right now. So as you see, we're just kind of making sure that doesn't curdle.
And get lumpy.
We're looking good there. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
See that?
Yeah.
That's a nice pudding right there. We don't have scrambled egg pudding.
Right. And it's interesting because the egg did make it a little yellow now.
It made it yellow, right? Because it was all white
Yeah.
with the thing. Yeah, that egg yolk added. So we're going to turn this off.
Okay.
Oh, we asked, where are you from?
I know, I keep it telling.
I know, you keep coming back. Wait a minute. What about the egg yolks? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Learn now.
Yeah, she's like, wait, you talking about this is a cooking class, Kim. You told me I was trying to make ease. See, look at that. Isn't that great?
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So to answer your question, I was born in Hawaii, Honolulu.
You don't find that every day.
No, you don't. No,
Wow.
you don't.
So how did you get to Honolulu, Hawaii?
My dad was in the military. He was a Navy officer.
Oh.
And we just happened to be stationed there. And
So I'm curious.
got dropped.
I'm curious. So how many ports of the world have you and your family been to?
Wow. We moved like every 2 years growing up. So at least 9 different ports of call, I would say. And sometimes we would return, like California was a big one, Chula Vista. Because of the seaport and Newport News. So we weren't always, maybe not in Chula Vista, we might have been in Newport News. So it's kind of like that. We went twice to Hawaii, so I was born there. Then we moved away, and then we came back.
She was born in Hawaii. Poor Denise. She was born in Hawaii.
But I haven't been back as an adult.
Really?
Total suckage.
That sucks. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
I know.
We gotta go. We gotta go back to where your roots started, baby.
I
Where your
wanna go.
roots started. So do
Back
me a
at the
favor.
beginning.
Hand me that butter and the vanilla. We're gonna take it off the stove now.
Okay.
Okay. And then now is the point where we add our butter and our vanilla.
Okay.
So now we were born in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yes.
And where did you go to school? Where are the areas so of course you went to school all over everywhere, but by the time you got to college and that stuff, where did your personal port of call start?
I went to high school in Fairfax, Virginia.
Oh.
My dad was stationed at the Pentagon.
Okay, we just put in the butter, and now we're putting in that was the 2 tablespoons of butter, and now we're gonna put those 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay. All right, continue. I'm so intrigued. Okay. All right.
High school, Fairfax, Virginia. My dad was stationed at the Pentagon. Oh, that's so pretty. That makes me want to do that.
I know, doesn't it? So so we're going to talk about what we can do with this pudding too a little bit later. But, okay. So Fairfax. You went to high school in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yeah, and actually got to do 4 years there. My dad He commuted. We stayed in Fairfax, and my dad was relocated to Norfolk, Virginia, and he commuted so I could finish my last year in high school.
See, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool. All right, so let's move on over here, because now I think we are at the final stages. So where did you go to college?
Norfolk State. What happened was... in high school, I had auditioned for this company called Up With People. And I had also applied to the Naval Academy.
They sang all over the world and stuff, right? With people. Okay, I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, so I had applied to that, and then I had also applied to the Naval Academy, which was the first year women were allowed into the academy, and I got accepted.
To the Naval Academy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so what made the decision not to go into the Naval Academy?
I was doing it for the wrong reasons.
A man, a boy?
My dad.
Oh.
You know, I wanted to see one if I could get in, and I did, but it was sort of like, okay, I want to act, but I want to go be a naval officer.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, the Navy's lost, but hey, the acting world's gained. I mean, come on.
So I chose Up With People, and I traveled for a year, and it was an amazing year. I was 18 years old on my own for the first time. So it was pretty magic, and then I came home, and my mom was like, okay, it's time to get off the merry-go-round. What you gonna do?
Time to be a real adult.
Yes. So I went over to Norfolk State, and they had a small theater department. And what I loved about it was a black university. It's one of the historical
black universities.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So were you always like this actress, or did a bug hit you? When did that bug hit you?
I'm gonna say the 3rd grade. My sister was in the 6th grade, and they were doing Hansel and Gretel, and they needed a narrator. And so my mom was like, you talk good, go audition. So I auditioned, and I got the part, and that was sort of the beginning of it all.
So now a lot of people, I'm sure they're probably looking at you and they're going, oh my God, I know her, because you have this chameleon, you change your looks, honey. So just, I know people want to know, she was in Ray, she was in Coach Carter, crazy amounts of television shows. Everybody judge, huh?
Everybody's judge.
Everybody judge on a whole bunch of different television shows.
And doctors.
And everybody's doctors. Yeah. But what's the most thing that you feel like people like say, oh, you're so-and-so when they see you out in public? What's that one or those couple of roles that you say that people like point to you and say, ah!
Mrs. Teasley.
Mrs. Teasley.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Beverly Hills 90210. Right?
And that's so crazy. I was in New York one time at McDonald's on the 12th floor of some building, and I'm in line, and this little white girl's like, oh my God, you're Mrs. Teasley. Really?
So it looks like to me like we are ready to chill this puppy. We're going to put it in this bowl. Yeah. That's some vanilla pudding right there.
Now this recipe makes about how many servings?
This makes about 4 servings, like really nice custard sized dishes. But of course, if you want to add a little extra something, to it, then it'll probably could stretch to a little bit more. But that's that'll make us a good 4 things. So what we want to do is we want to chill this for about 2 hours is pretty much a good time for it to set. We're going to chill it.
Okay.
We're going to chill it. So we're going to put it in the fridge.
All right.
Would you do the honors for me?
Yes, my pleasure.
I'll hold this for you.
Thank you.
We are finished now with our wonderful vanilla pudding. As you can see, it has done its mandatory chill process of 2 hours in the refrigerator. Now what we do here, Miss Denise, is we do a wonderful thing that we call 6 degrees of dessert. Okay, so we're going to take this wonderful vanilla pudding. That's our 1st degree.
Okay.
And then what we do is we have taken these magical ingredients and we have made them into 5 other desserts, which will give us our 6 degrees. Okay. So let's start off with this brown sugar. Now, if we take that brown sugar and we substitute that for the white granulated sugar that we had, we have a wonderful butterscotch. Just the change of those sugars gives us a wonderful butterscotch.
Now, will it change the texture? Because it's a different...
It won't change the texture, just change the color, though.
Okay.
So it'll be like a rich, goldy kind of color.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do there. Okay. Now, this right here is, of course, you know that, right?
Take the coconut.
She was born in Hawaii. She know coconut when she see coconut. So if we take this wonderful, and we start off with a wonderful pie shell, right? You can get a store-bought pie shell. Go don't just get your little frozen pie shell, okay? And we want to make sure that we bake it whatever the manufacturer tells us to do. But we take that, we take our pudding, add that coconut inside that pudding, just about a third cup of this coconut, and you add that into it, and then you just reserve a little bit extra, so you have a little bit for the top of it. Same thing. Then we're still going to chill it for those 2 hours. But we're just going to chill it now in the pie shell.
Brilliant.
Right? So now we take this here, wonderful. That's some rich cocoa. See that? So what we do is that now when we're adding that sugar and we're adding our salt, so now we're going to increase our sugar for, instead of a third cup, we're going to do a half a cup of sugar. Half a cup of sugar, and we're gonna add the cocoa and the sugar with the cornstarch and the salt.
Okay.
The only difference is we won't add that butter at the end. No butter. So we just, but the same thing, you add the vanilla, all that stuff. And if you wanna, I'm gonna even take it even further. Hey, how about almond extract?
That'd be fab.
Chocolate almond pudding?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so I know you see these 2 items. And what naturally comes to mind when you see them 2 items? Because you got a little vanilla wafer and sliced bananas.
Banana pudding.
That's right. So say if we had a nice little thing like this and we take it, we had our little vanilla wafers on the bottom. Even put a little something on the side there, right? And we put our little pudding, sliced bananas, put some more little vanilla wafers, sliced bananas. And then we're gonna put that little topping on there. And then this is our last step, and we just take some wonderful fresh strawberries. Now you can just do strawberries with the parfait or crumbled up cookies, you know, because what we're gonna do is just layer it like we did with the banana pudding, but we'll do, you know, strawberries and then maybe granola.
Okay.
Or brownies. Now this is the table of 6 degrees. This is where we present our wonderful 6 degrees of dessert that we talked about so wonderful in the kitchen. Who knew? Who knew that vanilla pudding could be so wonderful? See, I know, because at first you were like going, yeah, vanilla pudding.
yeah.
And I said, just bear with me, that vanilla pudding can be kind of creative and sexy too.
Yes, very sexy.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with the wonderful coconut cream pie.
Never thought it would look like that.
See, that's a wonderful thing. And then right here we see, you see that pudding down there?
Yes.
That is our wonderful butterscotch pudding. That's a little low fat, because what we did was we made that with 1% milk.
Oh.
But then, of course, you get to the chocolate pudding, and we didn't hold back on none of that. We got the sugar, we got the premium cocoa, we got all of that going on. We got the whole milk, all of that. So that's our chocolate. And then, of course, banana pudding. Banana pudding, yes. And this is a wonderful chocolate brownie and strawberry parfait. So remember, chocolate brownie. Remember, I told you you can use whatever you want.
Shut up.
So we just did a little you know, because chocolate and strawberries.
Hello.
Hello.
Sexy.
Thank you. Pudding can be sexy. And then that's our wonderful, you know, that's our start off right there. That starts us off with that vanilla.
it all began.
This is from once it all began.
Yay. I'm waiting to eat the pudding.
What pudding would you want it? Let's partake in some pudding. What floats your pudding boat?
Shall we taste it? The
You can taste whatever you want to.
the raspberry.
You want this one? Yeah. I'm gonna let you partake in the parfait. Yay! All by your lonesome.
Oh, I can share though.
You want to share?
I'll share it with
Okay,
you.
because I was gonna try to partake this by myself.
Oh, okay. I ain't mad.
Okay, you ain't mad. I'm gonna put this right there. Ooh, banana pudding. Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so take that little. I want you to partake on the parfait.
It's so pretty. I don't want to mess it up.
Not good. See, just slap myself. I gotta slap myself right there, cause I can.
You should.
My mama ain't.
I'm gonna
close
slap
to
your
you.
mama.
I'm gonna slap my mama. She ain't that close to me.
Come on, let me taste the bananas.
Okay. Let's switch.
Okay.
Switch.
Wedge.
Oh,
I left some, see?
oh, that good too. Look at that. And so, still directing.
Still directing. I'm actually directing a piece right now called The Homegoing. Cosman Russell wrote it. He's doing a Father's Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
So 2-character piece and very powerful, short, quick, in and out.
Great, because I did mention she was a NAACP award-winning director.
Yeah.